Hello, everybody. It's Phoenix. I feel called to do a reading today. Um, we're going to be doing a reading on the full moon. I'm doing a full moon reading. The full moon will be the blue micro moon. It's happening on the 31st, tomorrow. Today, the day I'm filming this, is the 30th. It's called the blue moon because it's not because of its color. It's the second moon in a single calendar month. The first was the moon on the 1st, which was the flower moon. And then the second one will be the one on the 31st, which is tomorrow. A micro moon is when it's at the furthest point from Earth, making it 6 to 7 times smaller and 12 to 14 times smaller than the supermoon. So, it's also the moon in Sagittarius. It's a time for release, growth, and adventure. So the Sagittarius energy encourages us to step out of our comfort zone and to embrace new experiences and seek wisdom or travel. You look for the moon near the horizon and it gives the moon illusion effect, which can make it appear larger than it actually is. So let's get into the reading. One of the cards I want to use is Moonology, since we are doing a moon reading. Pull some cards. I'm going to pull them very fast because I don't want to take up a lot of everybody's time. But these are the cards we pulled. We got personal issue reaches resolution. Take time to breathe out. And emotions are running high with the supermoon. Okay. I'm going to use the Meaning Tarot. Let's see what we got here. What do you have for the collective universe? What do you have for the collective universe for this micro moon in Sagittarius? What do you have for us? Okay, that's way too many cards. I'm gonna pull this one. I'm gonna pull these two. Okay, so here we have the High Priestess, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So we have here water energy, moon energy, I said moon energy, earth energy, and we have my energy, earth energy. I am an Aquarius. This is one of the things the universe is trying to tell us with the High Priestess here. It's saying that there's change, fluctuation, wisdom, sound judgment, common sense, awareness, and intuition. The Queen of, or the High Priestess, she talks about the balance of opposites in intuition. It almost makes me think of the Justice card, the High Priestess, with it saying it here, as if to say that she's trying to balance out the scales. You have to trust your own counsel first before you can trust anybody else's. But we do have the moon here. It says moon. If you can see that. You can't see that. I have a pretty bad camera. Let me try to clean that off. But you can see the moon right there too. But the High Priestess, she also talks about a lot of other things. This is divine feminine energy right here. This is a time to reflect on things, and you will find the answers that you seek by quieting your mind and sitting in your intuition. Your inner knowing will be your best guide. With the moon here, our moon is the moon is intuition, right? So this card also suggests that it's time to retreat and reflect upon the situation, whatever situation you're going through. Trust your inner instincts to guide you through it. Things around you are not what they appear to be right now. And the moon also talks a lot about illusions and stuff like that we have to figure out and get out of and get into our right mind. So, trust your instincts, okay? The High Priestess is a card of mystery, stillness, and passivity. She is the secret tradition and the higher sense of the instituted mysteries. That's very interesting. Next, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is Earth energy. Earth energy is very stable. This card right here is a very stable card. It talks about protection, generosity, charm, intelligence, kindness, truthfulness, practicality. You have to focus on your home, your family, your success, and your abundance. That's what's going to bring you to the right place here. We have, for numerology, we have the numbers 2 and the numbers 4. You see she's sitting with this 2 of Pentacles and she's happy for what she's formed. She has stability, form, foundations to rest on. The Queen is the water, but the Earth is the Pentacles. She's looking proud. She's looking at the Pentacle like it's her baby. Like, just look what I created. I created this little thing right here. And then lastly, we have the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords talks about you being strong. It talks about your energy. It talks about you being ready to take on the world. This is air energy, but to me, it almost feels like Wands energy because this person is moving fast. He's not taking his time. Earth energy is slower. This is more of a time period of years. Like, maybe it took you like 4 years to accomplish a certain goal that you had, to get to where you are right now, to be able to look at that accomplishment and say, hey, like, wow, look at what I created. And the water energy here is a little bit alongside. It's a little slower, but the fastest energy is the fire energy. That's the fastest. But this is air energy here. You're fearless, you're ambitious, you're competitive, you're logical, you're scientific, you're skillful, brave, and clever. And you can do it. You're open to communication in groups, and you're open to growth. You're a leader. You're a leader with this here. Let's get some. These are some cards I made. It just has random words on it. I kind of just, whatever comes out, and I take them and I read them. So whatever I feel called to. I'm not looking, I'm not peeking. I'm just trying to be as quick as I can. I have some of the colors, like red means bad, green means good, and then yellow is kind of just vague. We'll take that one too. These are some of the ones we'll take so far. But some of the words I have here for you are phrases. 2002. The way I wrote it, it looks really weird on here. I have stomach. Something could be making you nervous. You could be having some issues with your stomach, some gastrointestinal issues. I have your heart. You could be having heart issues. You could be having anxiety, nervousness about what's going on in your life currently, right now. We have June. Something happening in the month of June. So we're at the 30th right now. So something happening next month. We have friends. Something be happening in your friend group. This isn't good or a bad card. So it's just maybe you're making a trip with your friends. Maybe you're going somewhere. You're going to be able to get out and do something. And finally, maybe you've been investing in something with your friends and you guys have had this plan for years and you're finally going to be able to go and do it. So congrats on that. I want to date you. Ooh, somebody wants to date you. I didn't feel a lot of love here. The only card here with any sort of love or feelings in it is this water card right here with the High Priestess, and it's talking about trusting your own counsel. So whatever the situation is with this person, I would just say trust your gut. If you feel like it's the right thing for you to do, to talk to this person, you know what's best for you at the end of the day, and you know what's right and wrong. It says the balance of opposition are opposites in decisions, the light and the dark here. You have wisdom, you have judgment, you have common sense and awareness to make the right decision. Know your worth. Know your worth. If this person isn't treating you like a queen, the goddess that you are, the king that you are, whatever, then they're not the person for you. If you have to question it, they're not the person for you. Now, sometimes we question things because we're in a state of anxiety, we're in a state of obsession, we're in a state of just being unsure. That's where you have to go within yourself and ask yourself, am I being paranoid about this situation, or is this real? Is this really how I'm feeling based on facts, based on logic? Because a lot of times we're in our emotions, and our emotions can take us away from our brain. So know your worth. The tables have turned. And looking at these cards, I'd say the tables have turned in your favor. The tables have turned. Maybe you're in a place now where you're able, maybe you were in a place in the past where you weren't able to have this thing sitting here. Instead of this sitting here, this Pentacles, this Queen of Pentacles, it was this giant pentacle here. It was nothing. It was a whole lot of nothing. Now you finally have it, and the tables have turned in your favor. Enlightenment. And what did I say? Travel. You're traveling with somebody, somewhere, with friends, with loved ones, with your mom, with your dad. Let's get some oracles. I don't know which one you guys would like, but I have here the Goddess Oracle. I also have these cute little cards here. I love these. I love these so much. They're just positive affirmations. Let's get some of these real quick before we go. Let's get some of these cards. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, you've got to do what's best for you. You've got to do what makes you happy. Regardless of what anybody says, right? Because sometimes we're going to make the right choice and sometimes we're going to make the wrong choice. But a lot of times people gossip and people's opinions aren't always right. You know at the end of the day what's right for you. You have positive thinking here. Okay? In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want. And I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I am a pretty badass mind gardener. That's you. You see, she's watering her brain. You gotta get those thoughts and put good thoughts in there, because our negative thoughts are our weeds. But also not to the point of being positive where you're being so positive where you're not being logical. Like, for example, let's say you meet a person and they're toxic as fuck, but you're trying so hard to look at the bright side of things that you're watering your brain, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that there's weeds in there. You know, those weeds are still weeds. So just being positive at the right time for the right person, for the person who deserves it. We also have playfulness here. Mary Poppins. What did Mary Poppins do in the movie? She taught the kids a lot of lessons. She took a lot of stuff out of her bag. She made something out of nothing here. She made something out of nothing. And even here with the positive thinking in it. See? With the swords here. A lot of these times when I do readings, they correlate with each other. But it says playfulness here. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. See, even if it's something we really don't want to do, you can make a game out of it. You can make it fun. If it's a chore, you can make it fun. If it's work, you can make it fun. If it's even negative thinking or going to therapy or anything that's a challenge in life, make a game out of it. Make it fun for yourself so that you don't feel like you're so just stuck in this feeling of misery and emptiness, and water yourself. Like, if you have plants at home and you water them, you take care of them. You have kids, you take care of them, you feed them, right? You have pets, you take them on walks, you take them to the vet. You have to do all those same things to yourself. You have to do all those same things for yourself. We have personal growth. Personal growth. That's what it says. You probably can't read it, but as I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away, like training wheels on a bike. There's a lot of bikes here. There's a lot of wheels turning. You see with the pentacles here. That also goes in with the travel. You're definitely traveling somewhere. You're going somewhere. As I move forward, as I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away, like training wheels on a bike. They helped me get where I am, but now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. I love these cards so much. I found them at a thrift store, and the guy actually gave me a deal on them because they didn't have a price tag on them. So now I use them in my readings. You can use anything for readings. You can use playing cards if you want to. I don't necessarily know how to read those cards, but you can use anything in tarot. Any positive thing. I have these positive affirmation cards right here that I use in readings that help a lot with reflection and stuff like that. But with this personal growth card right here, it's telling you, once you get to a point in life where you've learned that lesson, you can move on from it. You don't need those training wheels anymore. You don't need to put when you're riding a bike, you don't ride for a while and then put the training wheels back on, and then ride for a while without them and then put the training wheels back on. But that's what we do a lot as people with ourselves and the lessons that we've learned. We kind of go backwards. And this is something I have to say for me too. I do the same thing. A lot of times I learn a lesson with a person or people or a job, and I end up going backwards and having to relearn that lesson and redo that thing and re-talk to that person and re-break up. Get to the point where you can take those training wheels off and keep them off. We also have forgiveness here. No pretty pictures in this one. It says you're being given one of the most powerful superpowers there is, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. But also, what I tell people is forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. Now, I try not to be a resentful person, but you can forgive somebody from a distance, just like you can love somebody from a distance. I feel the need to say this because a lot of times we forgive people and try to forget all the horrible, awful things they've done to us. We have to have pattern recognition as people to where we can understand, okay, I forgive this person for what they've done. I know they made mistakes. I know they mess up. I know I mess up. Nobody's perfect. But that doesn't mean I have to let them back in my life. Forgiveness, one of the things I heard is forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you. Forgiveness is for you. Whether it's you're forgiving yourself or you're forgiving somebody else. You have trust here. I trust that everything will be okay in the end. Partly because I simply know it in my gut, in my stomach. Okay? But also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. I don't know if it's wiener or whiner. Defensive wiener? Whiner? You guys can't see that. My camera's ass. I only do these every once in a while, so. But just know that you can trust the universe. There may be sharks all around you, but if you trust that everything's going to be okay, it will be okay. And look, he has a blindfold and a mouse on him. And the mouse doesn't even have a blindfold on. It's usually the mouse that has a blindfold. But he's blindfolding himself because he's trusting God. He's trusting the universe. These sharks can't get to you when you trust God. And God, sometimes he tests our trust and he tests our faith. Or she, or it, or whatever you believe in. I believe, me, myself, I'm more agnostic. I believe in spirituality. I believe that all religions have value. I believe that there is something out there, but I don't know what it is. I'm spiritual. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and that's what I go by in life. Lastly, we have worthiness. I am worthy of the ultimate happiness. I deserve and accept it. And damn it, I'm not going to feel guilty about it when I get it. Guilt is not invited to my happiness party. I won't even tell him where it is. If he asks about it, I'll be like, no, I think you're thinking of something else. And then I'll run away very quickly. You are worthy, okay? You are very worthy. So accept that you deserve worthiness. And even if you don't get it from other people, know it within yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. It's okay to feel like you deserve things. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's my reading. I'm trying to do these more just to get myself more used to these and more used to talking. I usually just do readings for myself. But since the new moon is coming, I thought I'd do a reading for everybody. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.